Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're looking to really get under the hood of SAP CPQ, you are in exactly the right place. We're about to take a guided tour of the developer toolkit. We're talking APIs, scripting, all the good stuff that lets you automate, integrate, and basically build a quoting process that works exactly how you want it to.
So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a quick look at the developer toolkit. Then we'll dive into the core APIs, SOAP versus REST. From there, we'll see how to manage your data, then get into the fun stuff, extending logic with scripts, and finally, we'll wrap it all up by talking about how to modernize your workflow.
All right, let's jump right in. Look, any CPQ system is powerful on the surface, right? But its true potential, the real power, is unlocked when you can go beyond just clicking buttons in the UI and actually control it programmatically for automation and custom integrations.
And this is exactly why these developer tools are so important. They let you build a CPQ process that isn't just powerful, but it's also super efficient and perfectly aligned with your company's unique workflows. Think about it. Automating product setup, syncing users, this is the stuff that saves you a ton of time.
Okay, so how do we actually talk to the system? Well, SAP CPQ gives us two main ways to communicate, two API families. The classic, super comprehensive SOAP API, and the more modern, flexible REST API.
Now, what's really interesting here is the clear difference between these two. Think of SOAP as the old-school reliable workhorse. It's built on XML, it's very structured, and it's perfect for those deep, heavy data operations. On the flip side, you have REST. It's the newer, more lightweight approach that uses JSON, which is perfect for modern web apps and integrations.
And this picture right here brilliantly illustrates just how modern that REST framework is. You've got multiple ways to handle authorization right out of the box. For any developer, that's a huge deal, because it gives you the flexibility you need for different security setups.
And the documentation itself gives us a super important tip here. You really want to move away from basic auth. It's just not secure enough anymore. Instead, you should be using more secure, token-based methods like OAuth 2.0. It's a critical best practice.
All right, so we've figured out how to communicate with the system. Now let's see what we can actually control. Let's take a look at the core data objects that you can manage.
And you really do have fine-grained control over all the fundamental building blocks of CPQ. We're talking everything from the products you sell, to the users who sell them, and of course the quotes themselves. You can even tap into your own custom data tables.
Here's a really practical example. This is a request to create a brand new quote. As you can see, you just structured the data in XML, specifying the item part number and the quantity. It's pretty straightforward.
So the really crucial part here is the system's response. Seeing that OK status and getting a new quotation number back confirms that your request worked perfectly. It's that immediate feedback loop.
Okay, so manipulating data is one thing, but what about adding your own custom logic? This is where IronPython scripting comes in. It lets you react to different events inside the CPQ process and inject your own business rules.
Now, the documentation points out a really key best practice here. While you can use .NET System.link, it's often better to use pure Python constructs like the list comprehensions you see on the right. They tend to result in code that's not just more readable, but also more efficient. And this opens up some seriously powerful integration possibilities. You could pull in external data, maybe something like asset information or license keys from a totally different system, and then use that information directly inside your CPQ logic. And to make your life a whole lot easier, there's a script plugin that brings all these modern development features, we're talking code completion, version comparison, right into your local code editor. It's a huge time saver.
So you've written your scripts and your API calls. Now how do you manage them like a professional developer would? Let's take a look at how you can modernize your entire workflow.
The platform is really built for a professional development lifecycle. That means you can and you absolutely should set up a CI/CD pipeline. This lets you deploy your changes systematically across all of your different tenants, from dev to QA to production.
A modern workflow always starts with secure authentication. So here you can see we're getting an OAuth token. That token is the key that's going to let us access the secure REST APIs. And once you have that token, you can start performing some really powerful actions, like this bulk upload of product images. This is just a perfect example of a practical, automated workflow that you can build. So you now have a high-level guide to the entire SAP CPQ developer ecosystem, from the APIs and scripting all the way to modern workflows. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it?